This project is an initial design. It uses the first letter or initial of my name. So my M is in the center of my paper for the first letter of my name, Mary. I'm going to start the project by taking a plain piece of white paper and a pencil and drawing my first letter of my first name nice and big in the center of the paper. Next, I'm going to take my pencil and go around all of those lines to make my letter wider and turn it into a block letter. I'm going to use an eraser to take my first lightly drawn line out of the center of my letter. And if you need to adjust any of your other lines, you can certainly erase those and adjust them as well. Next, you'll need either a black marker or a black crayon. You're going to take the marker or the crayon and trace over the top of your pencil lines to make your initial stand out. Now I'm going to divide the background space, the space behind my letter. I'm going to draw lines from my letter towards the outside of the paper, making sure that I go all the way to the edge of the paper and I don't stop part way. Those spaces would be enough, but they're pretty big to color. I want to give myself some smaller spaces so it's easier to color and I can use more colors in my picture. So I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to make some lines that cross over some of those background areas that are bigger. And you might want to also take your marker or crayon and draw some more lines from the letter itself to make some of those spaces a little smaller. Once you're happy with the spaces that you've created in your background, you're going to begin to color them in. Remember to leave your letter white. When you color, try not to put the same color next to itself. So if I have orange here, I want to avoid putting orange on either side of it here or across the line here. I'm going to spread my orange out and put it in 3 places to start with. By using the color 3 times, if I use my finger to trace from one orange space to the other, my eye connects them to form a triangle. That creates a triangular balance in my picture. I'm going to do the same thing with each of my colors. So if I have green here, I want to avoid using green right next to itself. I'm going to spread green out in 2 other places to start. So my red is down in this corner. I want to avoid red in those two spaces. And again, if I use my finger to lightly trace from one red shape to the other, it makes a triangle. Same with the green. If you have a basic set of crayons with only 8 colors, you might find that you need to use your colors more than 3 times each if you have a lot of spaces. If you have a larger set of crayons with some more choices, then you can feel free to use those, introduce them, and stick with the 3 spaces each. You might also find as you get close to the end that you only have enough spaces to do a color twice. That's okay as well. Just don't want to have a lot of one color and only a little of another color for this project. So as you keep going, again, if you have a lot of different colors, you can introduce more colors to your mix. If you only have the basic 8 set of colors, then you might have to use your colors more than 3 times. I've used the brighter colors 3 times each. If I want to include the brown and the black, I could use those 3 times each in my picture as well. But I may still have some empty spaces that I have to color in with some of those colors, using some more than 3 times. So on this one, I've actually used all of the 8 colors 4 times each, and I still have some spaces empty. So instead of just taking one color and filling in all those spaces, I want to make sure that I use each of the colors as much as the other color, as often as possible. So I'm going to use each one of them a 5th time and see how I do from there. And let's see, how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about another purple right here? And I have one tiny space right up here. So I filled in that one with only the basic colors, and I've still balanced them and used them fairly equally. I hope you enjoy that project. I can't wait to see what you do.